Hello and happy Wednesday. I'm here with our weekly Q&A. When I first thought of this, I was going to do it every Tuesday, and then that hasn't happened every Tuesday, but I'm coming here perfectly imperfect. If you know me, you know Sari and I have a podcast called The Perfectly Imperfect Duo, and I love so much about Sari and how we are both relaxed and we record it when we can. And so I am going to come here. I'm going to send you a Q&A every week. Just sometimes might be on a different day. But let's get into it. Okay, today's question is, my feelings about my boyfriend are so up and down. When do I take it seriously? And what's coming through for me is often things are up and down. We're not a robot, although our computer brain is like, you should be happy every day. Your appetite should be the same. Your energy level should be the same. You should, work out the same and eat the same and love the same. And that's just not how we are as human beings. I do this because it's up and down. Even with friendships and our family, some days we get together and it's like we are laughing and connecting and like we're on the same level. And I know for me, sometimes like my jokes don't land. Maybe, we keep interrupting each other, or we're both more subdued, and that's okay. And that's the same with relationships, especially when it's somebody we see all the time, maybe somebody we live with. Our moods come into play. How open-hearted we are, how secure we're feeling. And when we feel intimate with somebody, and not sexually intimate, just like that, it's when two people are together without much on their minds. And sometimes we can very, very, very innocently have a lot of stuff on our minds. We might be thinking, my feelings are up and down. Am I as happy as I was before? Am I as happy as this couple? Should I be with them? Do they like me? Are we having as much sex? Are we connecting? And like, we're all of these thoughts, and they're keeping us present. And it's hard to be thinking about our life and be happy. But when we're in our life, this natural happiness can bob to the surface. And I'm going to talk a little bit about wisdom and anxiety. So our wisdom that we all have, this is the wisdom that we all are made of, that grows babies and heals bones, keeps the world spinning and our heart beating, turns flowers to the sun. So this wisdom is in us. It is like a gentle flute. It's also just common sense. Sometimes it's not that exciting. So we all have wisdom and common sense. It's like a gentle flute in the background. It is not urgent, but it definitely has our back. Anxious thinking, on the other hand, like our personal thinking, it's like a loud brass band. It is urgent. It is judgmental. It is like, you need to figure this out. Yeah. And so I'm gonna look at my notes that I made. So wisdom, calm, solid, certain. Anxiety or some anxious thinking, it's urgent. It's judgmental. Anytime something feels urgent, that's fear. And we can sometimes think of this as a traffic light. If we were yellow, might be annoyance. That's like, hey, slow down, take a step back, see what's going on. A red one might be like full throttle anger or disgust, or like, I hate them, you need to break up now. I'm not saying you don't break up, but it's like, stop. When it's that red, really intense, it's like, that's not the greatest time to make decisions. Regain your bearings and calm down. Green, a green light feeling might be compassion, hopefulness, like it'll work out okay. That means our thinking is on track, and that's like, yeah, go ahead. And I'm not saying, okay, this means you have to be like, everything's going to be okay, I'm going to stay in this relationship. What it might mean is everything is going to be okay if we break up. I remember running a relationship group a little over a year ago, and a woman said, I think I'm going to break up with my boyfriend this week. And it wasn't urgent. It wasn't like, I know when I've sometimes had breakups where I'm like, I'll get this ick and I'm just so overwhelmed. I'm like, I have to break up with them right now. That was okay. That was fine. I don't regret that. I mean, maybe I didn't need to like totally freak out, but that was more anxiety. That was more urgent. Wisdom, it's slow. It is in no rush. It is this deep knowing. It has your back. Wisdom doesn't give us one chance. It gives us so many chances. It just keeps knocking. It keeps knocking, and it feels solid. you know. Um, So only you know when do you take your thinking seriously. But I think it would be when it's that green light, when it is deep and it is solid and it is like, yeah,